For those of you who have lost your jobs already, I sympathize with you.
You paused it. Good morning, everybody. Let's get today started, shall we?
Por todo yo brindo, desde lo feo hasta lo lindo. Tú eres una prueba que el mundo a mí nunca me brindó. Quería casarme, yo tan loco en ilusionarme.
And you know we are every day.
Verdad no fue el culpable. Todo tiene un propósito y dejarme será solo uno más. Siempre a medias no he logrado encontrar mi otra mitad. El tiempo dirá, el tiempo dirá. Y cuando lo encuentre de ti no me voy a acordar. El día que me falte tu piel, ¿qué será?
So I'm done with my shawarma now. I'm gonna get ready and have this picnic. So today I wanted to come on here to talk about like our new normal and what like the implications of corona I think are, and what our lines of action should be as our now, or as at like since April when we were on lockdown. First and foremost, I know that everyone is going through something at this point. It's such a difficult period for one reason or the other, maybe for investments or for loss of job or means of livelihood, whatever. I mean, even just having restrictions on when you can go out, where you can go, it's like frustrating. So it's a really difficult period, but I want us to know that as much as there's a lot of negativity that is attached to this period, we should also try and pull positives from this period. Now we're on lockdown for almost a whole month, if I'm not mistaken, for like the month of April. There's so much that we could have done in terms of like learning skill, building a platform. A lot of people have grown their various platforms like just within how many weeks because of the intentionality they put behind it. Now a lot of us also have been wailing and just being like feeling sorry for ourselves. When is this lockdown going to be over? When is this lockdown going to be over? I think we need to just make up our minds and agree at this point that it's going to take a long time. That's if we ever go back to what we had as normal. Then there's going to be a new normal. We have to understand that and move with the flow. You get what I'm saying? Like, we need to start learning new skills. I had seen there's this page I follow on Instagram, Just Move to Yankee. Is it called Just Move to Yankee? Just Move to Yankee. It's a really, 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 really good page to follow. I'd seen there's some skills that would be required during this period, and I saw cloud computing there, and immediately my interest was like spiked. There's so many things that we can do at this point. Even if you haven't done anything since April, you haven't done anything, nothing, today start. There are free courses online, a lot of free courses. I was shocked, I was amazed at how many. There's a lot of free courses available at this point. There's a lot of what is it called, a lot of resources. Like for example, if you're in HR and you have your CIPM, you have your CIPD, why don't you go and do the SHRI? Why don't you go and do the PHRI if that's your level? SHRM. There's like so many professional bodies to join. And it's not just to say that I'm in CIPM or I'm in CIPD. It's more for the knowledge. So for like knowledge sharing, having access to their resources. Do you get what I mean? So not just joining professional bodies. I don't even know how I read these professional bodies just for nothing. Do you get? Then learning of new skills, it doesn't necessarily have to be like in your line of like your current line, because a lot of people would say, oh, I'm a 9 to 5, like I maybe an engineer, like what good could possibly come out of this period? My brother, you can go and learn like digital marketing. Google has a free course on digital marketing that you'd actually get a certificate. You have your quiz every time you have a module. It's so beneficial. Like you learn so much about like social media marketing, what is that thing called, email marketing, all sorts. Like there's so much you can learn just from that one free course. Just one free course. Like that's the only example I'm even saying. So my brother, you that you're an engineer and you're thinking that, oh, you know, you're waiting for lockdown to be over or you're waiting for corona to be over, please start learning a new skill at this point, because time is going, and you know what they say, time na money. Time na money. And I don't mean to be like sounding violent or anything, but I just feel like we have to stop sulking at this point. Do you get? Like, I'm not saying we have to move on with life, because people have lost their lives, you know, but if you know that you want to keep being relevant or you want to keep making money, you know, having an income, I think we've passed the stage or the era where you only have one job and you have that job till like you're 50 and then you retire and they give you a Rolex watch and you feel like you're great. We've passed that point. We've got to the point where people have 4 or 5 gigs. People have 4 or 5 things they're doing. He's IT, he's a DJ, he's also a consultant, he's this, he's that, or she's this, she's that, she's a dancer, she's a YouTuber. Let's even forget YouTube. She's a what? Like so many things you can do. Like she makes hair, she sells stuff, like a lot of things you can do without being so restricted. We have Instagram now. Like people sell off Instagram while they're at the office. Not saying that, you know, you shouldn't focus on your 9 to 5, but I'm saying that these are things that you can do that work for you without you being actively there. Do you get? Like physically there, not actively, physically there. Excuse me. And the funny thing is, I think as much as I'm talking to you guys, I'm also talking to myself, because I had to speak to myself last night and say, you know what, Veronica, the way you're treating your YouTube is not acceptable. The way you're going about with your life is not acceptable. Yes, you have a 9 to 5, but girl, what are you really doing on the side? You're doing YouTube, but you're really treating it like, you know, is whenever I feel like. It's not a feel like thing. If you want to do something, do it well. And that's the conversation I had with myself yesterday. So don't worry, I've had a hard conversation with myself. So like during the lockdown, I know of people that got like qualifications, got skills, you know, in a completely different field from what they're used to, and the lockdown is over and now they're using their skills. Do you get? Even though like corona is not over, like we're still in this pandemic, people are making money. People have like live shows. I was just on Friday, yes, on Friday, there's a show that I tune into every Friday 7 p.m. It's almost like TV these days. Instagram has turned to TV. Like we have these TV shows or live shows on lockdown. When I'm being on lockdown, like on our schedule, we have all these things on our schedule. Like, okay, at this time I need to go and watch so and so's live because she's coming to talk about this and she's coming to talk about that. Like people have moved from the traditional way of doing stuff to, even you as a customer, you've moved from the traditional way of getting stuff to a different method or a more advanced method. So why wouldn't you improve yourself? your skills, your capabilities at this point. I think I'm talking too much, but I'm saying all this to say, let's stop sulking and let's actually start doing something. You know, all of us, let's start doing something. You have your 9 to 5, but you know, what else can you do? What other skill are you learning? Have you learned? Can you explore? You know, like, even without corona, like, who wants to work at a 9 to 5 forever in their life? I feel like I'm upset. Maybe the anger from yesterday the anger that from yesterday is like flowing into today, but I'm just, you know, trying to be as 100 as possible. So yeah, so many positives that we can get. I mean, another advantage that this period gave us is time. Knowing that there's so much you can do in 24 hours. I would say that's what I realized during this lockdown period that has just gone by. I realized that there's so much I can do in one day. Like, if legit I was coming home at like 5-6 o'clock, I can record a video. You know, I can put up my products if I'm selling something. I can do my research. I have time for my family. Even though I'm not married, I mean, like my brother and my dad. I have time for my family. I have time for God. But if you didn't do anything, that's fine. Start today. Do something today. For those of you who have lost your jobs already, I sympathize with you, because it's not easy to lose your means of income. How are you going to survive? My sister, don't sulk. What I think my message today is, just don't sulk. Don't sulk. Like, you can be down for a couple of hours, but pick yourself back up. Think about what's the next thing to do. What's the possible thing I can do? What can I start selling? What can I start doing? Am I funny? If I'm funny, let me go and start making Instagram videos. So many things. People cash out on Instagram every day. Every single day, people are cashing out on Instagram. And you have, like, you're talented. You can even sing. Imagine if you can sing. You have your YouTube channel. You're coming to bless us with your voice. We'll be subscribing. You'll be making your coins. No problem. And you don't even have to start with like a camera or whatever. Like, your phone, you already have a smartphone. So much you can do on that smartphone. With that smartphone, so much. You want to start selling stuff, you don't need a store. I hardly even go to stores. Like, even before corona, I hardly go to stores. You see it online, you buy. You see, I don't even go on people's websites. You see it on Instagram, you buy. It's a sponsored post, it's not a sponsored post. You see it on Instagram, you like it, you buy. So what is stopping you from putting your business on Instagram? You don't even need a website developer. You don't need all those people. Just open your Instagram page, take the pictures. You just have to, you know, be careful about how you take the pictures. And maybe I'm talking too much, but I'm just saying all this to say that let's not sulk. Like, if you've lost your job already, girl, pick yourself up, like, quickly. Don't let the devil let you stay down. That's my point. Stand up now. Start researching. There's so much you can do. Start researching. What can you do at this period? What can you do? It may be little, but you're doing something, and that something you're doing is growing day by day. I learned also this period that consistency is key. Consistency. This consistency thing that Veronica has been playing with is key. My YouTube, I started it how many years ago? Maybe 2 years ago. How many videos have I posted? Because I'm not serious. I don't post. I don't have time for YouTube. But I say I want to do YouTube. The people that we started YouTube around the same period, we're not on the same level at this point because of consistency. No beef. I'm just saying, like, consistency is key. Very, very important. You have a product you're selling, back to back. You're pushing it on Instagram, sending it to people. When I post my video, I don't even care who the person is. I'll send it to everybody. I send the link to everybody. I'm sure my friends are so pissed off at this point. Like, we have watched it, it's okay. I send the link on Instagram. They get it on Instagram. They get it on WhatsApp. If you're on my message, you get it on iMessage. And if you're now on my Snapchat, you get it on Snapchat too. But that's what I'm gonna have to do until I reach the point where I feel like, yeah, I don't need to be sending out links and my people would rush for my content. But until then, I'm gonna be doing that. God is our strength, and God is gonna take us through this period. None of our lives will be lost, and we would all be complete when this pandemic is over. However, in Jesus' name, amen. However, we also need to do our part in terms of being productive, making sure that you're really taking your 24 hours into use, and you're just not like dilly-dallying and wasting time and expecting that someone else should put in the work for you, because boo-boo, that's not gonna happen. It's never gonna happen. It's never been done. And as they say, there's no free food in Freetown. Dollar has already gone up. So if I were you, for example, if you know how to do graphic designing, go and start designing and posting and selling and make money in dollars, in forex. A word is enough for the wise. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and yeah, salut.